Good morning, friends and fiends. Welcome back to Diamonds and Dragons. This is our Minecraft stream where we build classic dungeons from Dungeons and Dragons and maps from tabletop role-playing game creators. So far, we have not actually started on any of those builds, but today we are finishing up a key step in making that possible. Today we'll be building the Transmutation Table from ProjectE. And what that will do, it'll allow us to access a wider variety of blocks and allow us to transform blocks into other blocks. So we'll be able to quickly be able to get everything that we need without having to do a whole lot of mining and collecting. A couple of things that I want to show off today. I mentioned this last week, but WobbleRocket.com won Best Debut Blog in the Silver category for the 2024 Bloggies. If you're not familiar with the Bloggies, they are a annual award for tabletop role-playing game blogs, and so I'm really excited for that. We did not take the gold spot. That went to Merkmail, but I'm still incredibly excited about taking the silver slot, and I think that is a incredible achievement considering how new the website is. It was only launched in November of last year. I like to show off a couple of treasures that I pick up at thrift stores and things like that. I picked up a couple of little Star Wars spaceships at a Amazon return store. These are from the Star Wars Squadrons line, and this is Ahsoka Tano's Jedi Starfighter, and it came with another one in a slightly different style. But what I really like about these is they have little figures, and in fact you can let's see if I can pop this out here. You can pop out the Astro Droid, and he's really tiny, but he has a little slot on the starship where he just slides right into. There's also the Ahsoka Tano figure that is inside the cockpit here and can fit into the cockpit of the other one. I've got a couple of other of the starships from this Star Wars Squadron line. I've got the Millennium Falcon, and I really like them because they're a nice balance of detail and affordability. You can sometimes find them at thrift stores. You can sometimes find them on sale for pretty decent prices. So we are going to go ahead and hop into our game. I've got a lot of things that I want to show off today. I've taken some time and kind of expanded the base a bit, added some more storage. Down here, we've got a couple of drawers that are feeding into furnaces. What we're using here to do that is the pusher upgrade, which is an upgrade that we can make through functional storage. They're fairly easy to make. You just need a drawer, a hopper, a piece of redstone dust, and a bunch of stone. And what you can do with those is this drawer right here, if I put any sort of smeltable item into it, it will automatically feed down into this furnace. The charcoal that I've got in this drawer will automatically feed into the fuel slot, and then anything that's produced will feed into this bottom drawer down here. I smelted up a whole bunch of clay into terracotta. We've got a couple little decorative items here. I've got the striped wall lantern from Macaw's Lights and Lamps. I really like the way these things look. AV64 Dancer, welcome in. We're using a couple of different decorative techniques here. We've got some vertical slabs from cork in order to add some depth to this. And we've got the same thing mirrored on the other side. I did find a piece of, or a lava block. So I used my my bucket and picked that up, brought it over here, and we set up a dripstone dripping into a cauldron, and that gives us the sort of an infinite lava source, which is really fantastic. And it's also what we needed to be able to create the obsidian that we're going to need for the transmutation table. Right here, I've got set up a semi-automated bone meal factory. And the way this works is it's just a hopper that feeds into a composter. The composter feeds into another hopper, which then feeds into storage. What I've been using this for, when I've been harvesting like my wheat farm, I've been putting a lot of excess seeds and things like that into the composter, and it just automatically feeds into there. Eventually, I'll probably automate this fully with some sort of collection system. You know, I may end up finding a villager and turning the wheat farm into a fully automated wheat farm. So this is our wheat farm right here. I expanded it a little bit, and something I want to show off, you'll notice that the farmland here is a lot darker, and this is rich soil farmland from Farmer's Delight. And what you can do is you can create organic compost. And that is made using straw, tree bark, bone meal, and dirt. Or you can also do it with more bone meal and some rotten flesh. Organic compost, once you place it down, eventually over time, it will degrade into rich soil. The benefit of rich soil is that it can't be trampled on. So if you jump on it, it's not going to break the farmland. And it also allows growth ticks to happen at a much higher rate. So this speeds up quite a bit. It's really increased the production of the wheat crop. You'll notice that from last stream, we had a couple of fences here for sheep, and we had some fences for chickens. I've moved those up to a second level up here. We've got a chicken coop, which is currently unoccupied. Maybe later this stream we'll fill that back in and get some production going with those. I used the roof tiles from Macaw's Roofs, particularly using thatch, which is made from the hay blocks that we can collect with all of the wheat. So I kind of decorated that up. I've got andesite mesh fences, which is, I really like the look of it. It's a little bit darker than the iron mesh, and within andesite, it's a lot easier to find. So that's going to allow us to kind of see everything that's happening in the chicken coop. I built a barn. So we've got a couple of our sheep in here and our brown sheep in this section. I don't have anything in this section yet. I'm going to wait till I have another color of sheep. Let's see, who do we have in chat so far? We have Stone Homie, we have AV64 Dancer, Trial Fan, and Stone Home Games. Welcome in, everybody. So something that is really cool about this mod pack is copycat panels. And what copycat panels do, got too much stuff in my inventory, hold on. Copycat panels are made from zinc, and when you place them down, they look like this. And what you can do is you can right click on them with any block, and it will take on the texture of that block. These come in panels, they come in layers, and they come in boards, which are all different sizes. And there's also a couple of other special shapes and things for the copycat items. This really opens up a lot of options as far as decorating your builds. There's a lot of things that you could do with all of these different items. Let's go ahead and set up real quick. Let's see, I don't have... Make real quick. Trapdoor. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and set up really quickly our chicken coop right here, since we've got some eggs. So I've got an opening in the back, and the things that I want to do here, I want this to automatically collect eggs from everything that is in here. So I'm going to place down a hopper, and then I've got a block called the chicken nest, and the chicken nest is from Farming with Blockheads. It's super easy to make. It's 2 planks with a hay bale in the middle. That creates a chicken nest. Normally, the chicken nest will collect to a maximum of 4 eggs, and it'll collect any eggs that are in this area here. But because we have the hopper underneath, it'll automatically pull those eggs out of the hopper. We're going to place down... Where'd I put it? Did I stick it in the chest? I probably did. I did stick it in the chest. I'm going to place down a wall, and then... Let's see, it may take us a second to get this right, but yeah, there we go. We've now got our trapdoor that we can open and close. And finally, we're going to stick down our feeding trough, which is going to go right... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't think I have an axe right now. I need to make one. There we go. Okay. Place our feeding trough. We can fill that with seeds that we put in our chest. All right, now we are ready to use some of our eggs, and hopefully out of one of these eggs, we will get a chicken. Did get a chicken, who is not where we need it to be. Come back here, little chickie. Oh, you can't pick up the baby chickens, unfortunately. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to fill this in later on with chickens, but it is set up right now. I'll have to find some more eggs and get that set up. The only thing that we need to do is come down here, and we have item pipes. Item pipes are going to feed from the hopper. They will automatically feed across, and they're going to come back up. They're going to come back up, and they will feed all of those eggs into this storage drawer right here. So once we have chickens in this chicken coop, it will automatically collect eggs for us infinitely. It will only stop whenever the storage drawer runs out of space, and we can make storage upgrades to increase the amount of space that it can collect. So those are things that we will work on in the future. I may work on some of those things outside of stream. I'm going to go ahead and make a bucket because we need to pick up some water in a little bit. It is getting dark, so we're going to run back into the house real quick and use our bed. It's not quite nighttime. Let's see, where's some of our food? There we go. I want to give a big shout out to my Ko-fi members. I'm starting to pick up a couple of them so far. I've got Gusty, Nearsloo, Stone Homie, and Deviant Dungeon Mom, who are all members of Ko-fi. And something I'm going to do for all of my Ko-fi members is they get a special shrine built to them. And this is the first one that I've completed. If you were watching the last stream that we played, Stone Homie said that he would become a member of my Ko-fi if I slaughtered the first sheep that I picked up. And it took me a really long time to collect that first sheep. And in fact, that first sheep got blitzed by a blitz. So we have built a sheep shrine to Stone Homie. Nearsloo, who is in the chat, hello Nearsloo, is going to get a cartographer's tower since he makes a whole lot of really, really amazing maps. I haven't started on that build yet. I will start on that one next. But I want to show the interior of this giant copper sheep. We have just a little shrine here that says, "Thou standeth before the homie of stones, patron of sheeply assassination." A little stone face here. And this is just cobblestone bricks with some of the seared moonstone to make the face. And we've got lava from our infinite lava source filling in the little inner chamber here. So thank you so much, Stone Homie, for your membership. I can't wait to build some of the other Ko-fi member special shrines. And like I said, the next one I'm going to work on is Neerslu's Cartographer's Tower. I haven't quite decided where that's going to be yet. This is an area that I've been working on as I've been clearing out lots and lots of soil and cobblestone and all kinds of other things. I've been slowly expanding this area. And if you look at our map, there is an outline here. And this is the size, roughly, of what our Marpenoth's Hall build is going to be. Marpenoth's Hall is the first map that we're going to be recreating in Diamonds and Dragons. That is created by a developer called Dyson Logos. It's a really cool build, but it's going to take this amount of space to be able to build that hall. So one of the things that I need to do is I need to flatten out that entire area, and I need to fill it in with blocks. That has been a very slow process. In fact, you can see I've only really filled in about 2.5 chunks worth of the space. But once we have our transmutation table, that's going to become a lot easier. Trial Fan says, Stone Homie slaughtered sheep shrine. Yes. Jacob says, the boys think it would be cool if you put a treasure box in the sheep shrine. That is actually a really good idea. In fact, I was thinking about, there is a type of chest that you can do in this mod pack that will play a sound whenever you open it. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I'm thinking what I may do is I may put a couple of chests here, fill them with wool, and have it do like a sheep sound whenever you open it. So I will probably do something like that. The Bearded Halfling, welcome in. Drew Makes, welcome back in. Wow, you've come a long way in a couple of streams. So yeah, I've only done, this is the 3rd stream. I have done a lot of progress offline. There's a lot of things that I've done without actually streaming it. But I wanted to get that done so I could get some of the preliminary stuff done before we get to our actual builds of the of this whole series. So the thing that I really wanted to show off, now that we have our infinite lava source, we have access to creating some lava pools. And the first thing that we need to do, we need to go get some water. Stonehome Game says, bunch of folks in here. Neerslu says, all the coolest blue sky friends are here. Bearded Halfling says, you know it. All right, so this will turn all of this into... Oh wait, I forgot. We need to get a diamond pickaxe. We'll turn all that into obsidian. But we need a diamond pickaxe to be able to collect it. So you have enough diamonds to do that. I do need to set up an enchanting table soon so that we can start enchanting some of our gear. So we will go ahead and collect all of this obsidian. Obsidian takes a very long time to mine, even with the diamond pickaxe. And now we can go back to our crafting table, and we will be able to make the transmutation table. You need to do that by setting 4 pieces of obsidian in the corners, and then placing our philosopher's stone. And this allows us to make the transmutation table. Before we show off what the transmutation table can do, though, I do want to show off what the philosopher's stone does. You'll notice that when I have it selected, it highlights certain blocks. And some of the things it can do is when we right click on, say, a stone block, it transforms it into a cobblestone block. Whenever we right click on a plank, it allows us to cycle through the different types of planks. We can also expand our production of coal by taking a piece of coal and the philosopher's stone, putting it into the crafting grid, and it turns 1 piece of coal into 4 pieces of charcoal, which quadruples the amount of fuel that we get from using just a single piece. There's a lot of other things that the philosopher's stone can do. It can turn iron into gold. It can also turn iron into ender pearls. And it can transform soil, like grass blocks. It turns that into sand. Gravel, I think, turns into something else. I can't quite remember. There's a whole bunch of other things that it does. But we are going to get into the main part of this series now by placing down our transmutation table. Transmutation table has this really interesting interface. And the thing that you have to do with the transmutation table is you have to feed it. Right now, you'll notice that we have EMC 0. EMC is the energy that the transmutation table uses. So let's say that we give this 6 pieces of cobblestone. It'll say learned, which means that the table has now learned how to create cobblestone. And we have 6 points of EMC. Let's go ahead and give it a whole bunch of oak planks. These are worth 8 EMC each, and the whole stack of what we have here is worth 440. If we place it in there, we have 446. You'll remember that we only had 6 planks or 6 pieces of cobblestone. Now we can get as much cobblestone as we want, and every time that we pick up a piece, it decreases the amount of EMC that we have. So what we can do at this point is pretty much everything in our inventory we can feed into the crafting table, and it'll learn how to make that item. It'll give us some EMC for it, and then we can collect more of those items over time. So I'm pretty much going to give everything that I have to the table. And what that's going to do, it's going to give us a whole lot of EMC. It's going to teach the table a whole bunch of things. You'll notice that some items do not have an EMC ability. So like smooth stone slabs, I can't feed that to it because it doesn't have an EMC value. So not every item in the mod pack is going to be accessible this way. Like the chests from sophisticated storage, we'll still have to craft those by ourselves. It's getting dark, so I'm going to run back inside real quick and use our table. The bearded halfling says, you making a, I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it macaweedle? It's a Aztec weapon, which uses obsidian as the blades. No, we are not making one of those. We are instead using it for our transmutation table. So we can Learn how to make acacia chests, iron ingots, dark oak logs, acacia logs, arrows, which is going to be really helpful, a minecart, and torches. Something that's really useful is if you have a bow, even if it's injured, you know, if it's run out of durability, you can place it into the transmutation table and then get a fresh bow from it. So those are things that are really useful. I'm going to keep my tools because there's not really a point in putting them in, but we do have the oak sapling as well. So the things that we can do now, we can even get infinite water from this by collecting water buckets. There's so much more that we can do with this, though, by creating, what are they called? Energy collectors. Energy collectors are made by placing glowstone, blocks of diamond, a furnace, glass, glowstone. When this is attached to our table, it's going to automatically generate EMC for us. And what that's going to do is it's going to, over time, build up more and more of the types of things that we could do. Bearded Halfling, if you like them, you can buy my book on... No, don't shill on other people's stream, BH. Not cool. But yeah, they are really cool weapons. So I want to go ahead and get one of these collectors set up. So we know that we need enough diamonds. We're going to go ahead and feed our diamonds into the table. We're going to feed our glowstone once I find out where I put it. There we go, glowstone dust. So we don't have a whole lot of glowstone. We only have 7 pieces, but because of the equivalent exchange that we can do here, we can collect enough glowstone to be able to make all the things that we need to make for this energy collector. I'm going to go ahead and collect an entire stack of it. We will probably... Let's get enough wood here so that we can just make a quick little crafting table right next to this. How do we make... Is it 4? Yeah, it's 4. Okay. Not as many as I thought it would be. And then if you end up with extras, you can just dump them back into the table. Got our block of diamond. Let's see what else we need for this. We need a furnace and we need a piece of glass. The furnace is easy enough to acquire. We're just going to grab one from up here. We'll go ahead and teach this to our table. The other thing that's really nice about the transmutation table is you can really clear out your inventory by just keeping the table with you and placing it down anytime you need to. So we've got our furnace. The last thing that we need is a piece of glass. Unfortunately, I don't think I have... Oh, I do have a piece of glass. Okay, cool. I didn't know if I had any glass left over from when I was building the windows and things, but apparently I do, so... What's happening here? We are apparently hitting a keybind that is kind of interrupting things there. All right, so if we build our energy collector Mark 1, the first thing that we want to do is not place this down. We want to actually teach it to the table. And that means we're never going to have to craft this again. All we have to do is just once we have enough EMC, we can get another one of them. So once we place this on the other side of our table, you can see it is starting to collect EMC. What it's going to do is, after it has enough, it's going to transform this into alchemical coal, which we can then feed into our table, and it'll automatically create more of that for us. So now we have infinite EMC generation, and that means that we have essentially infinite amount of blocks that we can build with. At this point, the big key is just to start feeding more things into it. And there's something else that I want to make, and that is, let's see, where's it at? The alchemical chest from ProjectE. That allows us to, any item that is placed into the alchemical chest will automatically turn into EMC. Just the same way that it does if it is sent into the table. We can't really place things into the table automatically on its own, but we can place things into the alchemical chest. Bearded Halfling says, this game requires a level of organization I can only aspire to. The funny thing is, this is actually one of the easier packs that does not involve a whole lot of automation. There are packs that require a lot more stuff. So in order to make this alchemical chest, we need covalence dust, we need 2 pieces of stone, a diamond, a chest, and 2 pieces of iron. So let's see what we've got. We know we need 2 pieces of iron, we need a diamond. Let's see, what else did we need? 2 pieces of stone. Do we have stone put into our table yet? We do not. So we need to go collect that. We're just going to dump a whole bunch of this stone into our table because it's just going to give us even more EMC to work with. That we need 2 pieces of stone. We need a chest. I think we can use an acacia chest for this. Not sure. It may have to be... Yeah, it looks like it can be any chest. Let's see. 2 pieces of stone. Oh, we didn't get 2. We only got 1. A chest. That, and then the last thing that we need to get are these covalence dusts, and for those I think we're going to need to use the Philosopher's Stone. No, we don't need the Philosopher's Stone. We just need charcoal and we need cobblestone. So 1 piece of charcoal and 8 pieces of cobblestone. Another cool thing that the Philosopher's Stone does, if you have it highlighted and you press C, it turns into a portable crafting grid. So we've got our low covalence dust. Again, we're going to feed it into our table. Go ahead and sleep real quick. Let's see. Stone Homie says, if you kept Wobble's emails, one of them had a discount for Halfling's book. That's when I picked it up. Yes, there was a couple weeks ago. We had a discount for the guide to the Aztec Empire. Okay, let's sleep quick. We haven't taught our table to use redstone yet, so we need to find out where our redstone went. In one of these, yes. I think. Am I out of redstone? Or did I already teach it to it? There it is. We'll teach it our redstone. We need 1 piece of redstone, 1 piece of iron. Find those 2, and we get medium covalence dust. And the last one that we need is high covalence dust, which is a diamond and a piece of coal. 1 diamond. Right now we've only taught charcoal to the table, but something we can do real quick. We can take 4 pieces of charcoal, dump it into our table with our philosopher's stone, and we get a piece of coal. That saves us the time of having to run back to grab another piece. So, throw that in our philosopher's stone with a diamond and a piece of coal, and we get our high covalence dust. All right, we throw that in our crafting station, and now we have an alchemical chest. The alchemical chest does a couple of really cool things. It has a really large inventory, and some things that we can do with it. Items that are placed into it should automatically... No, I guess not. I'll have to figure that out a little bit more, but there's supposed to be a way that you can automatically transform items from the alchemical chest into the transmutation table. So that's something that we're going to have to work on. But the next thing that I want to do is turn our alchemical chest into an alchemical bag. And that's going to give us a lot more portable storage, which is something that we've really needed. So to do that, we need 3 pieces of high covalence dust, 5 pieces of wool, and an alchemical chest. So since we have our alchemical chest, we're going to go ahead and drop that into our crafting grid. We can get pieces of high covalence dust that we need. Stick those across the top. And now we need to find our wool, which is in this chest right here. Eventually, what you'll notice that's going to happen is the amount of storage space that we need in the house is going to really drop. We really won't need a whole lot. And now we have an alchemical bag. The alchemical bag is basically a portable storage. So we've expanded our inventory from this many slots right here to this many slots. We can also create multiple alchemical bags and dye them different colors so that we can collect as much space as we really want. So that is something that's going to be really helpful to us. I'm going to go ahead and drop this bag into the crafting table, and that will let us get as many of them as we want. Welcome in, Britt and Misery Machine. How are you guys doing? So something that I want to make now that we have our table is a diamond wand. You can make these in iron. You can make them in with stone. The diamond wand really uses allows you to place a lot more blocks. And what these do is, let's say that you have, we're going to grab a couple of stacks of dirt here. We're going to run down to where our terraforming spot is. And this is going to really speed up how long it takes to fill in these spaces. So, we've got this spot. Instead of placing each of these blocks individually, I can now place entire sections of blocks all at once. And what it's going to do is it's going to use up the blocks from my inventory as I do that. Until my inventory is empty. So by using the table, we can very quickly fill in this space as long as we have enough materials going into it in order to continually have enough EMC for what we need to do. We are getting kind of hungry, so I need to grab some chicken here. Britt says, typing one-handed because I'm holding the bottle with my face. I'm good. Feeding the boy his mid-morning bottle. Stonehome Games says, face hands. Something I haven't shown off yet is the minecart track that I built that takes us all the way down to where we were before. So we'll take a ride here. You can see some of the progress that I've done on the mine. Kind of prettying things up a little bit. This track takes us all the way down. Taking us from the surface down to level 7 at this point. So that's about the lowest that it goes. However, at the end of this corridor here, there is another large cavern for us to explore. I'm going to make some more rails so that we can get this going all the way down, and then we'll eventually start exploring that so we can see if there are more resources that we need to find. What I'll probably do eventually is set up a bunch of things to, powered rails so that this can become a two-way track and can go all the way back up to the surface. For now, unfortunately, you have to manually walk your way back up. Britflix says, I scored a huge lot of baby clothes for him for $40. I swear I'm only on Facebook for the marketplace anymore. Bearded Halfling says, Facebook Marketplace is so good for baby clothes. Trial Fan says, oh cool, love the minecart and track. I'll probably spend some time this week. You can see I've got the timbers and things set up about this far. From here further down, it just goes into raw stone. So I'll probably continue to work on that this week. The only problem that we can run into with our transmutation table is that we can quickly burn through the EMC that we have available. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to go ahead and pick up a couple more of these energy collectors. Because that's going to make things quite a bit faster for us. Once this bar is full, it should transform into a piece of alchemical coal, if I'm remembering that correctly. It's been a long time since I played with the ProjectE mod. I may end up having to do a little bit of research on it, but once those eventually turn into EMC, then we'll be able to get a lot more things. There are also additional energy collectors at higher levels. So there is the Mark II and the Mark III energy collectors, and they generate EMC at much higher rates. And in order to make those, you need dark matter, glowstone, and energy collectors. Dark matter is sort of the next step in creating better tools than the diamond tools that we have currently. In order to do that, we need to have Eternalist fuel, and we need to have block of diamond. These are actually not that hard for us to make at this point. Eternalist fuel is made by taking coal, taking that coal and putting it in the Philosopher's Stone, which turns it into alchemical coal. The alchemical coal can be used to turn into Mobius fuel, which can be turned into Eternalist fuel, which can be turned into dark matter. So in order to do all that, we're going to need a fair amount of EMC. It's getting dark again, so let's go ahead and run back to our table. Misery Machine says, I'm getting a jogging stroller for baby girl from Facebook Marketplace later today. Britflix says, it's so good for everything. I'm over here trying to spend my tax refund I haven't gotten yet on used furniture and baby toys. Britflix says, hell yes, baby gear is stuff you need secondhand if you're footing the bill. Britflix says, this is my third kid. Anything he gets brand new probably won't be from me. Bearded Halfling says, buying new things is what grandparents are for. Britflix says, I'm still kicking myself for not getting that stroller wagon at Christmas for $100 brand new, but I was already struggling to find 2 pennies to rub together. So this is a pretty slow process. So while this is working, some of the things that I want to start doing is feeding some of my huge stock load of stuff into the table. There's always going to be some blocks that we can't feed to the table. Like we can't feed sulfur, we can't feed these vertical slabs, can't feed limestone, but there's still a lot of stuff that we can give to the table, and we can get a whole lot of different things out of it. Everything that you feed to the table is something that the table will learn, and that means that you can basically get infinite of that item as long as you have enough EMC to fund it. what this is going to really allow us to do is really decrease the amount of storage space that we've got. Because we'll only have to create storage for the items that the table cannot learn. Britflix says that's okay because the best thing about having a kid is that first time claiming them as dependent. Am I right? Britflix says, bearded halfling, my kids need grandparents. You want to offer? All right, so I'm not going to empty out all of the storage drawers at this point. I'll probably do that at a later date, but for right now, that is a whole bunch of our storage filled out and given to the table. We're going to go ahead and pick up another one of these EMC collectors. Something is shooting us, which is a blitz. Unfortunately, we fed all of our arrows to the table, so go ahead and take this guy out real quick. There we go. Okay. All right, so we need to go ahead and I think what we're going to go ahead and do is upgrade all of our armor. And we can do that by picking up diamonds, but we don't have enough fuel to provide our table with enough diamonds for what we need. So let's grab a whole bunch of this copper right here. And feed all of that into the table. Ooh, raw copper cannot be fed into the table. I guess you have to turn it into something. So we're going to dump all of our copper into our furnace. So apparently raw materials cannot be given to the table. You have to transform it into ingots before you can give it to the table. So if this is your first time watching the channel, I hope that you will hit the like button and subscribe. My goal this year is to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm currently at like 236, I think. Takes a while to get there, but it is slow and steady progress. Still don't have enough EMC in order to do what we want here. There we go. We can go ahead and upgrade our helmet. No, our boots. All right, so let's see what else we can do from here. I've got another area that I'm starting to empty out over here. I'm thinking this might be where I put Nearslu's cartographer tower. I haven't really decided yet. It may end up being in this area over here. There is also a mod in this mod pack called Mine Colony. And what Mine Colonies does is it allows you to create NPCs who will build things on their own and basically create a functional village with a lot more detail than the standard villages that are included in Minecraft. I want to kind of get into that. It's a really cool mod, and there's a lot of neat things we can do for it. Plus, it's also going to create a lot of materials for us, which we can feed into our transmutation table, and we can that to continue to fund some of the builds that we're doing. The first step for that is the supply camp, which is made with 5 chests. Go ahead and sleep. Let's see. Check on chat real quick. Trial Fan says, Britflix, hi to Lydia. Britflix says, Lydia's back at school, but I'll let her know when she gets home. You said hello. Remind Lydia, too, that these videos are also available on YouTube after the stream is over. So if she is interested in watching, she can still watch the videos after she gets home from school. So by placing 5 chests in a U pattern, we get the supply camp. I've got an area way up here that is kind of leveled out. And I want to see if we can get this to work. By placing down the supply camp, use these supplies to assemble a supply camp to serve as the foundation of your own colony. Within it, aside from ample resources, you'll find a salvaged town hall block and build tool to lay the groundworks for the new colony. Founding a colony demands resilience. Beyond the basic necessities of shelter, sustenance, and healing lies the imperative to fortify against the looming threats of piracy and barbarism. Yet should you endure these trials, the potential for growth knows no bounds. From artisans to scholars, miners to alchemists, your settlement holds the promise of evolving into a self-sustaining bastion of prosperity and knowledge. Make sure to find a flat, open area large enough for the camp's layout to place it. We're going to select our style. And there are a whole bunch of different styles for this mod pack, and Depending on the style that you pick, it'll use different types of blocks. There's the standard Mine Colonies style, there's Nordic Spruce, there's Fortress, Caledonia, Desert Oasis, Jungle Treehouse, Urban Birch. You can even make underground caverns, like Stalactite Cave kind of has like an ancient Greek sort of style to it. Incan, Lost Mesa City, Warped, and many more. I think I'm going to go with the Fortress style, because the Fortress style is one of the more modular styles for this mod pack. All of the different buildings that you can create really sort of interlink together as one large giant fortress. And there is something shooting at us right now. Hello. Hi. He must have spawned underneath the sheep. So Stone Homie strikes again. Where were we? Let's see. We're going to place this down. We're going to select our style, and we're going to go with the Fortress style. Place our supply camp, and you see what it does. It does this sort of giant section here, and this is a lot bigger than I sort of expected it to be. So I think what we're going to have to do, unfortunately, your camera is kind of locked while you're doing this. So I think what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to find a different area to place this supply camp. I don't really know if I have a big enough area opened up just yet. I think I'm going to have to do... some digging to really clear this area out. I want to put the fortress to the north, or well, it's technically to the south of where I've been building. And the reason for that is this colony can get very, very large, and I'm going to end up needing most of this empty space here to be able to do that. So I think I'm going to probably have to wait on this until I've opened up this space a lot more. So let's get digging. This week has been kind of a weird week for me. I threw my back out last week doing something really simple. I was getting a bowl out of the dishwasher, and I bent over to pick up the bowl and felt a really sharp pain. Trial Fan says, wait, I literally stepped out of the room for 1 second. What did Stone Homie do now? There was a skeleton that spawned underneath the giant sheep statue because it's dark under there. And the skeleton was shooting me with arrows. The Bearded Halfling says, logging off now. Catch you later. Thanks for hanging out with us, Bearded Halfling. We always appreciate it. Let's see. Britflix says, I'll let her know I'm in and out cleaning the rest of the house while baby boy watches his other mom on YouTube and Sharkira is vacuuming. So yeah, on Wednesday, I threw my back out. I leaned over to get a bowl out of the dishwasher and felt a really sharp pain in my lower back. And it has really put a big cramp in my daily exercise and my plans for Wobble Fit. I spent a couple of days pretty much laid up. I was still able to do a lot of stretching, and I kind of made myself do some seated exercises where I would just sit down and, do dumbbell exercises that I could do without straining my back. That wasn't really physically exerting in any sort of way. What it was, however, it kind of kept things psychologically in the right vein, so I didn't lose the progress that I was making. It's very easy when you are doing some sort of a fitness journey to lose track of what you're doing, when something interrupts your flow, you know. And in this case, that injury was something that I was worried was going to get me out of the habit of daily exercise. Stone Homie, apparently the bottom of your giant copper sheep is a spawn point for monsters because it's dark enough under there. So I'm going to have to light that up, probably with some glowstone at some point. But I was talking, and a skeleton spawned under there and started shooting me in the back with arrows. So seeing as how that is your shrine, I'm pretty much assuming that that's your fault. I'm proud to report, however, that the back pain has, for the most part, settled out. I still have to be a little bit careful when I'm bending over or when I'm walking, because I can still feel that it's a little tender. But it's doing much, much better than it was. I'm kind of back to doing some walking, although I've mainly been walking at home on my treadmill. My treadmill at home has support bars on either side that I can kind of use to steady myself while I'm walking without putting too much strain on the back. So I haven't gotten back to walking at the park yet, and I haven't been back to the gym in over a week, so I'm kind of easing back into those sort of things. This week we also had a historic rain or snowstorm in South Alabama. That's something that we have never really encountered here before. Not to this level. We got like 7 inches of snow here, which is a lot more than what we normally get. And it was really, really surprising how much snow we got and how long that snow lasted. Normally when it snows down here in South Alabama, it doesn't really stick very long. Usually the temperatures warm up quickly enough that we find ourselves with no snow within about 48 hours. And in this case, the snow hung around for several days, which South Alabama is not really designed for that. Our infrastructure and those kind of things are not equipped to handle snow for that long of a time. Stone Homie says, keep it dark. It's funnier that way. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll keep it dark down there and just watch out for the monsters. There is a blitz somewhere around us. There he is. I like that this mod pack has the ability to jump over fences. Just a lot of little quality of life tweaks that are in this. The supply camp was a lot larger than I expected it to be, so that's something that we're going to have to kind of keep in mind. I really think that the area for the fortress is going to have to be very, very large. The good thing is the supply camp is the only part that we have to actually flatten out ourselves. Once we get the supply camp going, once we get some of the other components of the Mine Colonies mod started, the workers that we'll get will actually do the terraforming for us. So if we place something on a hill, or if we place something in a different spot, it will do all the work for us as far as flattening that out. Now we can go in and we can do a lot of that work ourselves, and that will speed things up considerably, but it will speed things up. Britflix says, and you still managed to lose weight. I did still manage to lose weight, and in fact you can use the WobbleFit command to see how much weight that I have lost so far. And you can also use that command to keep track of how many days of daily exercise that I've done. I have not missed a day of daily exercise despite the back injury. I still think it's kind of funny that I ended up injuring my back just getting something out of the dishwasher, despite the fact that I've been going to the gym. I was really worried that I was going to injure my back at the gym, you know, by doing something there. But, you know, that's just one of those things. I turned 40 this year, and, you know, I think they say everything starts going downhill at 30. Oh, I actually forgot to... I thought I updated that. I did update that, and for some reason the bot didn't register it. So it's actually supposed to be a total of 15 pounds, and it's supposed to be 29 of 29 days this year because I did my treadmill walk this morning. So the stats that the bot is reporting are actually out of date. I will have to check on that and find out why it didn't update. I probably forgot to hit the save button or something. I'm pretty proud of losing 15 pounds this month. That is pretty good progress, I think. And, you know, it's probably a lot more progress than most people would see, but I started this year at 400 pounds, and it is very common to rapidly lose weight when you are that size once you start making some changes. And, you know, I've been doing this thing where I eat usually one meal a day. I've been shifting my diet so that I'm eating a lot more protein and a lot more veggies and really cutting out things like excess sugar. And I'm not going low carb. I find that deprivation diets like that usually don't work for me. But what I'm doing is I am using less carbs. Jacob Shelby says, I was once training to run a marathon, running between 30 and 40 miles a week, and hurt my ankle bending down to get bread at the grocery store. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's grab a couple of sticks that we can make us a diamond shovel. I want to go ahead and feed that back to the table, as well as the diamond pickaxe. That way we can easily get those back anytime we need them. Let's check on our collectors here. So that one is full, and I think, yeah, there we go. If you place some coal in there and you've got enough collected, it'll transform these items into better pieces. So we're gonna drop that. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to turn these into alchemical coal and that to get our Mobius fuel. And our Eternalist fuel. There we go. That's going to give us a lot more of EMC that we need. Britflix says, I drove 5.5 hours yesterday and woke up with a sore back. Literally just sitting up too long or sleeping wrong can screw me up. Britflix says, also, WTF, we start going downhill at 30. I'll be 34 next month. Well, I hate to tell you, but things start going in the wrong direction. Hopefully after we get this section here cleared out, that'll be enough space for the supply camp. One of the things that I really like about this mod pack and the fact that it has ProjectE in it is I'll be able to build things for aesthetics without really needing to focus on efficiency quite so much. There are, in a lot of your automation mod packs, it's very easy to have these really ugly builds that are the most efficient ways to automate things. And it can be very difficult to make them look very pretty. And I think one of the things that I like about using this mod pack with the ProjectE in it is as long as we have items to feed into Transmutation Table, we can continue to get things without needing to make things the most efficient ways. I will probably set up a couple of farms off stream. I'm going to set up, probably like a sugarcane farm and some other things like that, maybe a cobblestone generator, so that those things can automatically be feeding into the Transmutation Table and continuing to give us more EMC so that we can get the blocks that we need to be able to start funding some of these. If we tried to start building Marpanos Hall right now, that's going to quickly eat through all of the EMC that we have, and we'd right back to collecting things. So this stream is going to mainly be about getting set up for that. And then hopefully next stream we'll be able to actually start building that structure once I have a little bit more time to put some of these things together. Another thing that I really need to do is I need to light the base up a lot more. There are a couple of items that can be used to prevent mobs from spawning in the area, and I need to set up a couple of those so that this area is not constantly being interrupted by the blitzes and things like that. Bertflix says, whatever wrong direction, I'm in the best shape of my life. Everyone loves it. All puffy and white and kind of acidic. Wait, that's sourdough starter. All right, let's see if we can place down our starter, our supply camp now. Looks like it is still too big. I wish there was a way to zoom out. Yeah. Need to make a diamond sword. Stone Homie continues to thwart us with his creations. Let's try taking this back over to this other area that I've got cleared out. Maybe I can see how big it is from there. The supply camp is not really part of the mine colony. It's just a whole bunch of starter materials to get it going. All right, so let's we can place it there. Solid block. Okay, so that needs to be a solid block. Ah, there we go. Ta-da! I don't know why it still shows the outline, though. Not sure. Maybe we did something wrong. Why can't we walk through everything? I think maybe I did something wrong, guys. Let's see, there should be a... Oh, there it goes. Okay, it went away. I guess it was just sort of a delayed kind of thing. So we have some racks here. We have a build tool, and we have a town hall. Town hall is the big piece that we need to get the to get this thing started. And what we can pretty much do at this point, we can actually dismantle this entire starter pack if we wanted to. But there's a lot of different materials that are in here. This honestly would be something that would be useful to us if we were just starting this pack. But since we are not just starting this pack, there's not really a whole lot that we actually need. There are dark oak saplings, which are really useful because the materials that are used for the fortress style mine colonies uses a fair amount of dark oak and quite a bit of stone as well. All right, so I think what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to start really not sure what I want to do at this point, to be honest. We don't have enough EMC to do the kind of things that we need to do to really start on the build. I'm going to feed a whole bunch of this stuff to the table. That will help teach it some more things. I guess we can go ahead and start terraforming some more. We've got quite a bit of materials here. Grab a whole bunch of dirt. Let's see. Ralphan says, have to run and do real life. We'll catch the rest of the stream on replay. Good work, Wobble. Happy Lunar New Year, Wobble fam. Stone Home Games says this mod pack is full of stuff. So much. It really is. There is a ton of stuff in this mod pack. And the funny thing is, this is actually one of the smaller mod packs. There are mod packs that are much, much bigger than this one. And unfortunately, that broke our wand. There is another wand that we can craft at some point. We need to get a nether star to be able to make that. In fact, I wonder if there are any recipes to craft a nether star. Let's see. Nether star. Nope, we just have to find one. Well, I think what we're going to... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Come here. There we go. We got our chicken on our head. Let's see if we can get him in here. I had him on my head. Where'd he go? Back here. Wonder if he got knocked off because I walked through this. See if we can... There we go. Oh. Oops. Well, that didn't work very well. Bertflix says, just for funsies, explain Minecraft to me like I have no idea how it works. It is basically digital Legos. That is kind of the best description, except pretend that you have to collect the Legos by yourself. You don't have to do that in every mode of the game. There is a creative mode where you can just fly around and build everything you want. But that is a slightly different mode than what I'm playing in. I'm playing in survival mode, where you have different features like hunger and monsters and things like that. So Stonehome Games says it's a make-believe sandbox of art and game. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I guess I want to find a location for where we're going to put the core of our colony. And give me just a second, because what I'm going to do add I found a layout for the fortress online that I really want to try to use. And this is the size of the fortress. And each block that you see, each of these little squares is a chunk. So this thing is absolutely massive when it's done. And that means that to really get started, we need to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 chunks from the bottom edge of our colony so that it doesn't run into the home base. And that means that we've got some travel to do. Let's go ahead and... Is that sunrise? Nope, that's sunset. Could be time to sleep in a second. There we go. I want to grab a couple of those and go ahead and make an axe because we are going to need one. Oh, I didn't grab another stick. Thanks. That to the table. And pick the table back up. And we are going to actually take our table with us, because we will probably need it later on. So let's say that we want bottom edge of our colony to be about this line right here. That looks about right. I'm going to place a waypoint there, and then we need to go down this way quite a bit. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23. What do we say? 24 chunks to get to our town hall. We need to be right in this section. Which is really not that far away. Only about 376 meters. Didn't actually bring the town hall with me, though. I should have. Bamboo here. Britflix says it sounds like Blocky Sims. It sort of is. Normally, you don't have a whole lot of NPCs and things like that that you can move around and do things with. This mod pack, because of the mine colonies, actually does have those features. And in fact, in mine colonies, the workers and things that you collect, they will actually have children and different features like that. So that's kind of cool. We have a spider cavern down here. All right, so This is about where we need the center of our colony to be. And what it's going to end up doing, it will span this entire space between here and here. Which is going to be a very large colony, like I said, but it'll take us a really long time to get there. And what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and flatten out this area a little bit, so that we have a good spot to place our town hall. Not really the greatest terrain for building something like this on. We are going to have to do quite a bit of terraforming to really make this work. But, you know, I think it'll be a really cool project by the time it's done. And the colony will really help produce a lot of the materials that we're going to need for some of the other builds that we're going to be doing in this series. Thing that I do want to do is I want to enable my chunk borders so that I can see where everything needs to go. Because remember, it said we need a 4 connected chunks to be able to place down the town hall, which means we need to level out this area right here. And I think I'm going to level everything down to about level 75. We're at level 79 right now. That should give us a pretty good base to start working with. Oh, I do have the town hall with me. I forgot. I thought that I had not brought it with me. We're going to level down to about right here. Great thing is this will also help us collect quite a lot of materials that we can feed into our table. Flick says, okay, sitting down for a minute to get the baby down for his nap, then cleaning now. Glad to see you streaming again, Wobble. See everyone later. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Britt. So we are right at about 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of end this stream here. At this point, there's not really a whole lot that I can do except for a lot of terraforming. So what I'm going to do over the next week, I'm going to set up a couple of farms that will automatically feed into our transmutation table. That'll create a lot of EMC for us so that we can get the building blocks that we need. I'm also going to be leveling out a lot of this area so that we can start our colony, and so that we can start on Marpenoth's Hall the next time that we play. Something that I do want to work on. Hold on real quick. Let me show you. Once we collect dark matter, we'll be able to create a whole set of new tools. And dark matter tools are stronger than diamond. And in fact, they are unbreakable. So once we collect these, we will not have to worry about durability anymore. They're faster than diamond. And in fact, the armor that we can collect includes a bunch of additional features. I think it's got like fall damage reduction. It starts having things like knockback resistance. I want to say it has like some fire resistance as well. So we're going to start working towards getting those things set up so that we can start getting some of those tools on our next stream. Our next stream is going to be Final Fantasy IV Ultima at Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I really hope you guys check in with me for that. Unfortunately, I had to cancel my last Final Fantasy IV Ultima stream last week. I was having some epilepsy symptoms that were kind of getting in the way. So I'm really excited to get back to that game. It's one of my favorites, and I really can't wait to share it with you guys some more. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. We are already at Wednesday, so the week is halfway over. I know it's been a stressful week for a lot of people, but keep your chins up and, make sure you take time to hydrate and do things that are good for yourselves. And I will see you guys on Saturday for Final Fantasy IV Ultima.